These are the UFC's top 5 worst criminals ever. At number 5, I got Isaac Dogarian. He's accused of rigging his fight versus Yadier Del Valle. Coming into the fight, Dogarian was a pretty big favorite, but on the day before the fight, there was a suspicious amount of bets on Del Valle, who was a pretty big underdog. Many gambling sites flagged this activity. When the fight started, Dogarian just pretty much let Del Valle get his back, and he ended up getting submitted by a rear naked choke. But during this choke, he wasn't really fighting it that much and kind of almost let it happen. This was very suspicious, and the FBI actually ended up investigating this fight, and Dogarian ended up getting released from the UFC. But as of right now, January 1st, 2026, Dogarian has not been charged with any crime. At number 4, I got everyone's favorite fighter, Jon Jones. Now, Jon Jones has had a pretty long criminal history, so buckle up. He's been arrested twice for DUIs, one time in 2012 and one time in 2020. In 2015, he was guilty of committing a hit and run, and in 2021, he was arrested for domestic violence. But even with this long list of crimes, Jon Jones avoided jail time for all of these crimes. This is definitely one of the reasons why Jon Jones is one of the most hated fighters in UFC history. At number 3, I got Greg Hardy. In 2014, he beat up his girlfriend and threatened her, allegedly. He never went to jail for this, but instead got 18 months of probation. But recently, in June of 2025, he was arrested for assault again, this time with a family member. Greg Hardy is just really a terrible person, and it was so satisfying to see Tai Tuivasa knock him out, ending his UFC career. At number 2, I got Lee Murray. He was a mastermind behind a heist that took place in the United Kingdom in 2006, where he and his team stole over 53 million pounds, which is over $90 million in US. This was the most amount of money that's ever been stolen in the United Kingdom at the time. This dude really went from fighting Anderson Silva in 2004 to just 2 years later committing the biggest heist that the United Kingdom's ever seen. He was arrested June 25th, 2006 after fleeing the scene of the robbery. He was found in Morocco. In June of 2010, he was originally sentenced for 10 years in prison. But the prosecution thought the sentence was way too lenient, so he actually ended up getting sentenced to 25 years later in the year, in November of 2010. As of 2025, he's still in jail in Morocco, and he's set to be released in 2035. And finally, at number 1, I got Jonathan Paul Koppenhaver, also known as War Machine. His criminal history started in 2007, where he was convicted of choking a man. Then, in 2010, he got a felony assault charge for a bar fight, and he ended up getting 1 year in prison for this. But the reason that this guy is likely going to be in jail for the rest of his life is because of a crazy assault involving multiple people in August of 2014. In 2017, War Machine was convicted of 29 felony and misdemeanor offenses. These charges include kidnapping, sexual assault, and domestic battery. Later in 2017, he was sentenced to 36 years to life in prison. He is not eligible for parole until he's 71.